Biosphere 880, and today we're going to do an installation video of something I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Flush LED lights for the rear bumper. Now behind me, if you see my previous video on the light bar installation on the front of my Jeep, Nightlight has been generous to reach out to me and offer some of their products for my honest opinion review and installation in exchange for the products. And to be completely honest with you, yes, this is no lie, I love my Nightlight light bar. It is absolutely incredible. The wiring has been perfect, the switch position, everything has worked out perfect. And I told him, I said, listen, I need some flush lights, so would you please send them to me? So let me show you what I'm going to attempt to do. This is going to be a little tricky, and I'll explain here in just a second. These are the Nilight 18 watt flush flood LED lights. They have a beautiful heat sink on the back of them. Very high quality, just like the light bar in the front. The light bar has been awesome. Comes with your mounting hardware. I have the optional wire hardness kit. Again, one of the things I really love about Nightlight, it's plug and play, you're ready to go. There's no, you literally just hook this up to your power source, and then you hook your output wires to your lights, and you're done. It's that simple. Now, not sure if we're going to be using this yet, but here's my problem. Most people mount these particular flush lights on aftermarket bumpers. My attempt is I'm going to try to do this on the factory bumper, preferably here and here. Now, the reason why this is going to be fun or questionable is the depth, and this is the standard depth of most flush lights, LED lights. Because you can also, I believe these are also made from the pod lights as well. So you've got all this extra reinforcement back here, not only for your heat sink, but also for mounting purposes other than the flush mount. On a factory JK bumper, and to use this as a reference, so my idea is to mount it here, because I don't want to cut much of the reinforcement off here. Preferably, I don't want to come all the way through. Now, this is my old bumper. I'm going to show you a video, have a link below, or there will be another video coming out of a vlog of why this is my old bumper. And again, here is where I had put my rear view camera tap through. But again, all this reinforcement is there for a purpose. So I don't want to take away more than I have to. My purpose for installing these lights is to gain additional lighting for the rear of the vehicle when I'm backing up, especially at night if I'm using the boat, which hopefully that will happen soon. The JK lighting period is just poo-poo. Now, yes, you can install aftermarket LED taillights and stuff, but this is the route that I choose to go. I'm sorry, Nightlight. I hope they're not going to get mad at me for trying to do this, but on a Jeep, sometimes you've got to customize stuff to work for the fitment or the installation of what you're trying to do. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be used for the reverse lights. At this time, I'm not going to hardwire these in to a separate power source. So they will be activated only when I'm going into reverse. So they're not going to be operated for a long period of time. I'm going to try to cut the heat sink off. Let me see if I can show this. I'm going to try to cut the heat sink off right there, so where I'm basically just mounting this much light into the rear bumper. Yeah, let's go try this. It should be pretty cool, but I think it's going to work out just fine. With the bumper still attached to the Jeep, you can see how the frame pretty much meets right up with the stock bumper, and you really don't have that much room between the frame and the actual little puny plastic bumper. So I made a template out of cardboard earlier with a ruler and matched it up with the diameter or the area of the light. I'm using a dry erase marker. I've already measured here to here, which this area needs to be 1.5 inches from here according to the my old factory bumper as a reference. And that is what I'm going to try to work with. This is the scary part. This is the point of no return. Now, unfortunately, I don't have, I thought I had a die grinder here, and I don't. So I'm going to use some just regular cutting tools around the garage to try to make this happen. Go ahead and cringe now. The drill bit that came with the rear view camera, I'm going to use that to go ahead and punch the hole through. And then somehow I'm going to use this away from, not flush, but pulled away, which is kind of dangerous, to cut this hole. Now I just tried a little sample on the bumper up there where the hole was for the camera, and it seems to cut really quickly through the bumper. So this should work. I am through. So what I'm going to try to do, oh, that's, ooh, I need to hold this. I'm going to switch to a drill bit right now to kind of drill a pilot hole. Well, there we go. Well, that's kind of what I was afraid of right there. I have space up here, but I don't have any space down here. I have less than a ½ inch from here to here. So regardless, I'm going to have to cut in here to make this happen. I have a die grinder at my office. Now I know Nightlight's not going to be happy with me butchering their light. But let me tell you something. This thing is solid. This thing has been kicking my butt trying to get this heat sink off. That is very well built. The only thing wrong is I'm off just a little bit on the hole. I just need to trim just a little bit more, and then we'll be good to go. Let me show you how hard I had to butcher everything up. I got it. Look at that. Nice and flush. Looks good. Now it's just a matter of bolting the hardware where it's going to work correctly. So now it comes time to what am I going to mount this to the Jeep with. Now, factory hardware is this right here. Nightlight has a really nice setup, and I like this, but as much as I butchered my bumper to get the light in without removing the bumper cover, I'm going to have to go with a different route. Now, I have these stainless steel screws that came with my sprinkler system rebuild kits. And it's got a nice size head on it where it would fit nicely here, but I believe I'm going to be too long. And I've got a couple other stainless steel screws here, and I'm going to use the 8 by 3 1/4, number 8, 3/4 of an inch Phillips head screw, which is this right here, and it fits really nice here. I think it's going to give me plenty of room to bolt to my silver part and also the first portion of my bumper. Okay. I think that's pretty level. It looks pretty good right there. Let's go ahead and drill the rest. Yep, I figured that one didn't have anything behind it. Perfect. Perfect. That looks good. Alright, so before I wire this light up, let's see what the factory reverse lights look like. And not only that, I've got my iPhone to light up the surrounding areas. So that's it. That's the reverse lights. And all that, that's my rock lights right there. And all that does is, you can't even see what's in my garage right now. So that's the before. So now to the wiring. So here's the wire coming from the LED light, right there. This is how I installed my rock lights. I basically used hot glue and stuck them to the bumper. And as you can see, this has been on for a very long time. They don't come off, they hold very well. And what I did was, I tapped into the ground for each light right for the bolts that bolt the bumper up. So, for the ground, I'm gonna attach the ground to here, secure this down, and that will be grounded. And then I'll splice the hot wire, and then take that into the grommet boot inside the Jeep, where I get my 12 volts from my reverse, where the camera also goes in as well. The Nightlight optional wire harness that you can also purchase with your set of lights. This particular one, I'll put a link for the under the show more description in this video, but it doesn't get any simpler than this. You got a nice heavy duty switch. It's relayed. You just put your positive and your negative for your relay. Same for your switch, because this is going to be a lighted switch. And then you've got your separate outputs, one for each light. Everything is already soldered. I mean, it couldn't get any easier than this. Got my blade connector on. I've kind of cannibalized another wire harness from another light set, a crappy one. Let me connect this real quick, and then I'll run the wire up through my boot. This is my camera wiring. This is power going to my rock lights for the interior lights. This is that wire harness system for the camera, and then this is going to be the LED 12 volt for here. Now the problem is the reverse lights and all this stuff I wired up underneath here. This is a poo-poo to get out. If you want to see how to get into your reverse lights and how to run the wire to your reverse lights, go back to number 1 video of my rear view camera installation video. I think it's either video 1 or 2, and it will show you the correct way that I got the 12 volt source. What I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these two wires right here. And the way the camera came is this type of style plug. Of course, I've got a ground and I've got a 12 volt plus, which is the red. And as much as I hate using these things, I'm going to use a splice tap connector. And just like that, we're done. Now that's another good thing about LEDs. The amount of power that LEDs take now, again, these are 18 watts. The power that these things and LED lights take compared to the old conventional is such a significant difference. It's just so low, the power consumption, which allows you to use lesser connectors or, not some high grade, thick gauge wire to run for your additional accessories. Look how it lights up the garage, and also now with the rear view camera, the visibility is incredible. I like that. It's not too bad. You definitely can't get that out of the taillight reverse lights. The guys over at Nightlight in corporate office are just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he just cut our light up like that. Guys, I'm sorry. But y'all know on a Jeep, you got to customize stuff sometimes because not everything fits exactly as it's supposed to. And now I know why you don't see many of these flush lights mounted on factory bumpers. In fact, when I Googled, I don't think I found any. But it gave me an opportunity to see how solid this light is now. Here's something else to point out. I beat the poop out of that light to get it cut down. I thought I had some better tools. They're at my warehouse. And I already cut the hole in the bumper, so I was determined to get one light installed, and I'm holding the other one. I don't know if I'll put the other light in before I post the video or not. I've got to find out from Nightlight if they're okay with that. Just one light alone puts out an unbelievably amount of light power. It's just The illumination from these things are absolutely incredible. 18 watts, flush mount, and you get everything that you need if you purchase the optional wire harness to get put right into to whatever you're trying to install it into. So Nightlight, I'm sorry for butchering up your light, but you know what? Plugged it right up and no problems at all. That's what I was afraid of, because I know we won't go there. Nightlight, thank you very much. Very happy with the product. Very happy. Guys, thanks again for watching my videos. You gotta tap the screen. Click subscribe or like around here. The links for all this stuff will be at the show more description. Incredible light. Thank you.